We are starting tonight with the Spirit of the Summit Award, presented in memory of an amazing person, Dr. Don Parsons. Dr. Don Parsons was nominated by Susan Robertson of the Community Care Clinic and Rob Phipps, president of the Summit County Rotary. Don's life has been a tremendous legacy of service and community engagement, from advocating for clean air and anti-smoking to supporting health care for all and everything in between. Let's take a look and reflect on Don's life and the commitment to our community.
Hi, I'm Rob Phipps. I'm the current president of the Rotary Club of Summit County. And I'm here today to talk about Don Parsons and all of the good that he's done for our community.
I'm Susan Robertson, and I'm very proud to be part of the nomination for Dr. Don Parsons for the Spirit of Summit County Award through the Summit Foundation's National Philanthropy Days. I can't imagine anyone more deserving of this award than Don.
When I think back to time I've spent with Don, it's at any event in this county where we were out doing good. Don was always there.
So I first knew Don Parsons many, many years ago. He was the president of High Country Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. And I somehow became the vice president, and so I worked with him for a couple of years, sort of learning from him and gaining wisdom from him. And then of course when I moved into that new role, he was there by my side for the entire time.
Don was always there for 9 Health Fair, for vaccine clinics, for work that we did with the elementary schools, reading buddies, distributing books and dictionaries. You know, he was there for mentoring with the Interact Club and mentoring with Mountain Dreamers, sorting plastic with the RCAT, the Rotary Climate Action Team.
Don had been a board member at the Care Clinic since 2010, off and on. I think he had to term off at a certain point, but he continued to be involved with the Care Clinic. And over his years with the Care Clinic, he was involved in every single committee, and at certain points I think he was on every committee at one time. He was a consummate advocate for the employees of the Care Clinic and for the patients, and I think volunteered maybe at every single COVID vaccine clinic that we hosted.
I miss Don. You know, when we're at the high school sorting plastic, he would be off in the corner, sitting in his chair with a pile of plastic in his lap, and we miss him very much in those situations.
One of the great things about Don is that he would jump in and do anything. So he could be the person, you know, checking people in, or he'd be the person, you know, taking out a trash bag if he needed to. He would do anything, and wherever he was, he just stepped in to be, you know, helping people out and helping out in any way that he possibly could.
Then I think about Don and the work that I've done with him at Summit in Honduras. Summit in Honduras is a local nonprofit that does work in rural western Honduras. We do medical trips, firefighter trips, student trips, and Don has always been an extremely valuable advisor on those trips, in fundraising for those trips. Don was ever present.
The last time I saw Don before his death was at a little meet and greet we had with board members to introduce our new Director of Quality. And Don was really very close to the end of his life, and he was actually on his way to a doctor's appointment, but it was super important to him to be able to come and meet our new Director of Quality and give her his best wishes and let her know how much he valued the Care Clinic and the work that we did for the patients. His heart was with the Care Clinic until the very, very end. I can't imagine anybody more deserving than Don for this kind of an award. He just really was an amazing advocate for everyone, and also so good at being the voice of people who didn't necessarily have a voice, and also encouraging people to speak up, even if their opinion was different, making sure that everybody could be involved in what was going on in Summit County and throughout the state of Colorado.
Don has been an invaluable mentor to me and many others, and that's why I'm so proud to be part of this nomination for the Spirit of the Summit Award with the Summit Foundation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Please help me welcome Amy Wieland, the Public Health Director for Summit County, and Don's daughter, who is accepting the award tonight on behalf of her dad, Dr. Don Parsons.
Whew, thank you. Thanks, Brad. That was amazing. Thanks for putting that together. Thank you, Susan and Rob, for nominating my dad for this award. It is with an overwhelming sense of honor and responsibility that I stand before you this evening. I am here as a humble representative of an enduring legacy, a legacy of generosity, kindness, and connection left behind by a remarkable man, my dad, Don Parsons. The Summit Foundation has been a beacon of hope and wellspring of support for our community. It has tirelessly championed causes that are close to our hearts and has catalyzed positive change on a scale that is truly awe-inspiring. To the dedicated staff, I know where you are now because you stood up. Thank you. Your work may be mostly behind the scenes, but your impact is felt in every corner of our community. As I accept this award, I do so with a deep understanding that it is not just recognition of my dad's efforts, but a testament to the spirit of community that the Summit Foundation fosters. My dad loved this community. I know if my father were here tonight, he would say that this award is a reflection of the collective efforts of every individual in our community who believes in making a difference. Research underscores the profound truth that our connections with others and our acts of kindness and generosity are the cornerstone of personal happiness. My father's life was the embodiment of this truth. He found his deepest joy not in material possessions or accolades for his many accomplishments, but in the rich tapestry of relationships he wove, in the act of giving, and in the knowledge that he was contributing positively to the world around him. He believed in the strength that comes from the ties that bind us together, as a community, as a society, as humanity. There was a man who attended my dad's celebration of life a few weeks ago. He didn't know my dad's name, but he saw the obituary in the newspaper. He came to let my dad's family know, and he approached my brother at the celebration of life. He wanted to make sure that he knew how much my dad meant to him, how kind he was to a man he didn't even know. The man said he did not know my father well, and that their interactions were few and only in passing at a rec center. But every time they did pass, my father looked at him, said hello, asked how are you, and wished him well. Most of us easily, he also said to my brother that the reason why he came to the celebration of life was to make sure that we knew he was a kind and generous man, but also how much that interaction meant to him. Because so few people in the community acknowledged him at all. Most of us easily and subconsciously bypass the chance to connect with others we don't know, because we're swept up by the hustle of life. Dad, on the other hand, understood that every person carries within them a unique world, and to acknowledge the world, to make someone feel seen, is one of the greatest gifts we can offer. He had an uncanny ability to make people feel valued, recognizing the inherent worth within every individual. Dad was a man who understood immense joy of giving, of extending oneself for the benefit of others. He was generous with his wealth, his wisdom, but most importantly, his time. And he gave it willingly, freely, and joyfully. His contributions to our community and beyond were numerous, and I will only mention a few tonight. One of the many ways my father made a difference was through his commitment to mentorship, volunteering for various mentoring programs, as you saw in the video. He dedicated countless hours to nurturing the potential in our youth, believing firmly that they were not just our future, but our present. My father also had a deep-rooted passion for health policy. Advocating tirelessly for universal health care, he believed that access to quality health care was a fundamental right, not a privilege. His advocacy was not limited to words. He actively participated in policy-making processes, contributing his knowledge and insights to effect meaningful change. He had strong opinions and did not always see eye to eye with others. Yet, he did believe in bringing people together of diverse political opinions to have meaningful conversations and constructive conversations to achieve mutual understanding and find common ground. Lastly, he was a committed fundraiser, using his resources and networks to gather support for numerous causes. He may have even convinced some of you to buy a raffle ticket at the farmer's market. His efforts were always targeted towards creating a healthier, more inclusive and equitable society. My dad did not die a wealthy man, but he died a rich and happy one. Together, let us extend his spirit. Let's continue to build and nourish our community, making every individual feel valued, seen, and cherished. Let us pledge to create a ripple effect of kindness and generosity and build inclusively. For it is through these actions that we honor his legacy, and it is through these actions that we build our own. Thank you so much.